Hi everyone! So we're getting ready to start Unit 3 and I thought that there would be a few things that could really help you get started on this unit. One of the first things is I wanted to give a little overview of what this unit is about. So let's head on over to Learning Units and let's check it out. So you're going to notice that Unit 3 takes us through the end of the semester. And it does start as you're wrapping up the Unit 2 project. So getting a head start on this is a really good idea. What you're going to notice is that there are 3 attachments on the very top of the first week. Each of these attachments is really important because this is going to be a collaborative assignment where you will be working with at least one partner. I do recommend that you work in Google Docs, and so there's a how-to Google Docs here, and it's our attachment number 3. The reason why we're doing this is because all of you, through your UAA email accounts, have access to the Google Docs, and so I'm going to kind of take you through a quick how-to with that as well. So this is a great place for you to start working and kind of getting familiar with it as you're working through your project. I also have 4 articles listed here. I've done some of the research already for you and given you 4 articles that you can use as research for your project. You may include, and I encourage you to include, additional research. However, I have provided you some already to give you a context of what we're going to be doing in this project. And as you go through, you're going to see that week 1 has a lot of stuff going on here. The reason for that is because I've really front-loaded this. I'm giving you all the information you need, setting up all the context, getting the groups established, getting the group roles established, getting your topic picked out. And pretty much from here on out then, it's really up to you and your partner to get stuff done and to do it in a timely manner with the guidelines that I've given you. So it seems really overwhelming when you first hop in and you're going to look at this and you're going to see you have to read all this and have to do all this and all this stuff is going on. But realize that I'm really leaving this for you so you have all the information you need up front. And then each week I'm going through and saying, okay, well now let's do this. Okay, now let's do this because you already have all of this information. Okay, so again, Unit 1 was really hands-on. There was something to do every week. Unit 2, there was nothing really due until that very end where you did the peer review mock interview and then you submitted your work a little later. For this, you have 2 major check-ins. Well, I'll correct that. You have 3 major check-ins, and that's it. So a lot of this is up to you. So I'm giving you all this information now so you have it. Well, what makes this unit really different? What are we doing in this unit? So I'm pulling up our assignment sheet here, and what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about this unit. So we are collaborating with the Faculty Technology Center here at UAA to do an engaged learning project. What this means is that they are actually going to be looking at your work and possibly using it. So this is really mirroring a real life work situation where someone is putting something out there, asking you to do it, and then they're going to be evaluating your work and seeing if it is useful for them. So this is a really exciting opportunity, not only to work with a partner in this course, but also to work with another department to produce something that has real, tangible product for them. So I encourage you to read over not only the unit overview, but you'll notice there are 5 pages here. So the first page is the unit overview, and the second page dives into the first assignment that you're doing, which is the proposal. And you're going to be creating a proposal to propose an instruction set. They have provided you with a list of topics that you can choose from, and all the guidelines and links and information that you might want to look at are right here for you on page 2. The next part of the project is writing an instruction set. After you write the proposal for the instruction set, you're actually going to create the instruction set for the Faculty Technology Center. And all of that information is here on pages 3 and 4 as you go through. And on page 5, we have some things here for you to think about. So kinds of questions and things you might want to consider. So please make sure you've looked this over in detail. Now, it seems like a lot of stuff is going on, but I want you to remember to take it 1 week at a time, 1 step at a time. That's why I have things outlined so you can see the end product. but also that we have the week-to-week breakdown. So as we go through this week, this very first week, the first thing I have you do is the assignment sheet, which I just briefly went over. But after that, here's a few important things that I really want you to look at. The first is that you're going to be collaborating with a partner. And you can have up to 3 persons signed up for a topic. And what I would like you to do is once you have looked over the assignment sheet, you're going to click on the click here button, as I just did, and it's going to take you to a Google Doc. So this is kind of your first step in practicing and using Google Docs. As you see that there are all kinds of instruction sets right here on the very left A column, a little description, a little overview of what that instruction set would entail. And then over on D, you see that there is actually a list of who is the audience. Will you be creating this instruction set for instructors or for students? What I would like you to do is that you will come over and under Caldwell, because that's our class, you will type in your name. Then what will happen is once Jane Smith has signed up for this class, or pardon me, this topic, and Billy Joe has signed up down here, well, I've come in now, and now I think that this is really an interesting topic. So, oops, wrong column here. So I am going to add my name to this column as well. And so now Jane Smith and Heather Caldwell have joined a group. So as you can see, we're kind of going through and people will be signing up. Now you'll notice there will be people over here in the Nixon's column, but please make sure that you sign up in Caldwell's column. There are several classes actually that are collaborating and partnering up with Faculty Technology Center to create instruction sets for their new web page. So you'll see that this is kind of a shared page and multiple people will be participating. So please make sure that you sign up only under Group E. It will be your responsibility to check back in because you will want to see who your group partners are. So what you'll do is once you see people's names are up here, that you'll go ahead and connect with them. So you'll come back into Blackboard and you can go over to Communications and send some your classmates an email. Once you have created your group, what I would like you to do is come up with your group plan. And by a group plan, refer back to chapter 4 on collaborating in a group and look at pages 62 where it talks about the group agenda and use that as your guidelines. You're going to send me a Google Doc basically that says who's in your group and what's your group plan. So who's the leader, when are things due, how are you going to communicate and things along those lines. Then you'll share that with me in your Google Doc. This basically lets me know and your group members know that there is this kind of contract, have you will, that's out there that we all have access to. Now, if Google Docs is something that's completely new to you, feel free to, I have this video here on basics of Google Docs and collaborating and editing of Google Docs. And I also have kind of a read through here on the basics of how to use a Google Doc if you'd prefer to read. These are some really good videos here to kind of check out. So again, I ask you to read those 4 articles that are attached to the top. And I also have a really good video here that kind of gives you a little insight onto the Google movement to check out. And of course, we have to touch on that book, right, on our textbook. So chapters 6 and 16 will really help you kind of get started. So I have a bunch of stuff here to kind of just have you dive in. And it seems like a lot this week, but I want to let you know, I mean, you have plenty of time to read those articles to kind of create your context and background. But the most important thing this week, if you can't do anything else at all, the most important thing for you to do this week is to sign up for a topic, connect with your group mates, go ahead and establish a group plan and familiarize yourself with Google Docs. Those things will really help you get a good head start. Also, reading chapter 16 is really important because your first step is writing a proposal. I do have a playlist down here. It's really just talking about the questionnaires, which is in chapter 6. You will have to complete a questionnaire for this. So I have some basics of how to create questions, what makes good and bad questions, and things along those lines. So as you notice, I do put down here that there's a lot of stuff happening this week, but it's only because I'm really providing you a lot of information right now. But let's go ahead and look at week 2 so you kind of get an overview. You'll notice there's not as much kind of going on in week 2. Your big thing on week 2 is working on your questionnaire, right? And so we're kind of going on and moving through the unit. So all this information is up here for you to look through. Again, what I want you to get out of this is how to sign up for a topic, how to connect with your group partner, and how to establish that plan. So once you find out who your partner is, if you just kind of come on over here to communications and go down to send an email, your page will look a little different than mine just did right there. You'll go ahead and you'll select users and you'll find your group partner, and you can just click on it, add them over, and then go ahead and send them an email and connect with them so that way you all can get started on this project. I'm excited to see what your projects manifest into. And again, as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to answer any questions that you have and encourage you to be active learners and ask questions as you go through. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon.